श्री राम भगवान की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 So 2 weeks back, on Sunday, we stopped at the text number 10 from chapter 2. So we'll continue with the text number 11 to 30, where Lord Krishna has given the knowledge to Arjuna about Jiva. There are 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. 1 is Jiva, 2nd is Ishvara, 3rd Karma, 4th Prakriti, and 5th Kala. So today we are going to discuss the knowledge about Jiva that Lord has given to Arjuna. And from here Lord actually starts speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Just repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ashochan Vashochaspam Prajñāvādaṃ bhāṣase Gatasu nagatāṃ sumsha Nānuṣochanti panditaha. The Supreme Personality of a Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are moving for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. As we have discussed that Arjuna has given several reasons that he don't want to fight. And one among that he says that if I kill them, they will die. And if they die, then women they will feel unprotected. So Lord here says that seems like you are intelligent. Means what? You are fool. And that's why most of the intelligent people they don't read Bhagavad Gita. Because the first word itself, the first sentence itself, Lord says, you have to understand you are a fool. And we see that. So many times we speak so much about so many things. But really we know the subject matter of that particular thing? Nothing. And that's why he says, you may speak like a learned person. That means you are a fool. Why? Because you are lamenting for that which is not worthy for the grief. So just leave that aside. Why you are to not lament for that things? In the next verse Lord said, that natvevam japanasam natvam nemi janadikaha na jevana bhavishyamaha sarve vayam ataha para. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. That means each and every living entity, being a part and parcel of the Lord, they are eternal. Further in 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that Mama Avashu Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. The all living entities, movable, immovable, All they are my parts and parcels. And being part and parcel of the Lord, as He is eternal, we are also eternal. And that's why He says that never was there a time when I did not exist. That means He was there eternally. Nor you, that means we. He's telling it to Arjuna means us. Because Arjuna is our representative. And he is asking questions to Krishna, which are our questions. Till date, these questions are there. And that's why Lord has given the eternal answers for them. But we don't have time to read them. We have so much time to read newspaper, so and so magazine, to watch different 336 channels of television. But we don't have a time to understand this knowledge. That's why he is again and again repeating. And here again he says that na chaiva bhavishyama sarvevaya mataha parak. Not in the future shall anyone of cease to be. So in future also we will be there. We will be residing eternally. Then why you are lamenting? In Kathopanishad it is said that nityo nityanam chetadas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadhati tamatmastham ye anupashyanti dhiras tesham shanti shashvati nataresham. It is said that who understand that nityo nityanam chetadas chetananam, the person who is the source of everyone, chetadas chetanam, who is the conscious of every conscious person, eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman, and for whom everyone comes. After understanding that, tam atmastham ye anupashyanti dhiras, who understands this, that person is known as a dhira, means sober. Tesham shanti shashvati nataresham, and that person attains a real eternal peace. Who understand the existence of Lord and our existence in relationship with the Lord. And that's what Lord is explaining here to us. The next verse he says, which we have discussed last week. Dehino asmin yada dehe komaram yavanam yara teta dehan tarar prapte dhiras tatranam. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at the death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. See, this shloka gives the clear idea about our own identity, who we are. Arjuna had this question because he was on the bodily platform, on a dehatma. He was considering himself and his relatives as a body, not the spirit soul. And then Lord is clearing that his misconception. He's saying that as soul passes through in this same body from boyhood to youth and youth to old age. And we can see also now our so-called medical science has proved also that every 7 years all the tissues in the body get totally changed. So every 7 years what you have is a new body. So if someone is like a 35 years old, how many bodies did he have changed? 5 bodies. So in same lifetime, soul changes so many bodies. And definitely when he quits this body, he is going to change it and take the new one. And the person who knows this, he is considered as a dhira. He is considered as a sober. Then further, Lord gives wonderful example to make it understand. Matra sparshasta konteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha agama payino nityam tam titikshvasabhara. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O sign of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. It's very important. What is this sufferings and what are this happiness? Do we really endeavor to get sufferings? Huh? We go to temple and ask the Lordship, please my Lord, make me so unhappy. We do that? Rather than what we do? We go and pray for it. If you don't pray for sufferings, it comes. Yes or no?
Yes.
And time comes, they disappear. Then why we should endeavor for happiness? Don't you think that it will also come as per the time? When Prahlad Maharaj was 5 years old, he had this knowledge. And he gave that knowledge to his demonic friends, the sons of Rakshasa. He said that why, I don't understand this human being, they work so hard to get happiness. But as they don't want, they get suffering. So that, why have they endeavor to get happiness? It will also come and go. And how it will be? As per summer and winter, that comes and goes. Everything has its own time. If that time goes, then that cause and effect also goes away. Then it's said, why you have to disturb? It will come and go. Nothing is going to stay permanent. Because the whole world itself is temporary. Abrahma bhavana loka punaravartino. This 14 planetary systems, everywhere there is a change of life. Nothing is going to remain permanent. So then why you have to bewilder for that? Further he says that yam hi nagatayante purusham purushaharshava samadukha dhiram so amrutatvaya kalpate. Oh, best among the men, that's Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both this is certainly eligible for liberation. Now here Lord is giving the specification of a person who can attain liberation. What quality he should possess? What quality he should have? Samadukka dhiram means one has to become dhira in happiness and distress. Means he should not get disturbed. If someone wants to get liberated from this material world, he has to acquire this quality of dhira, that he should not get disturbed by happiness and distress. Further he says, Nasato vidyate bhavana bhava vidyate sataha ubhayorapi drashtastvam tanayos tattvadarshikhi. Those who are seer of the truth have concluded that on the non-existence, that is the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of God. So by studying the nature of soul and body, they said that soul is not going to die, it will remain eternally. And body is not going to last for long, as it's going to get decayed. Then why one has to get confused if someone leaves his body? It's because we are too attached to the bodily concept of life. That's why we suffer or we feel grief or pain. Further to clarify this, Lord says that Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyaya yasyasya na kashit kartum arhati. That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. Why? Because by nature, soul is spiritual. It's a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of God. And being the part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is eternal and who is known as a Achyuta, who is not going to fall. So being a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are also eternal. So we are not going to get perished or destroyed. Because what is the size of soul?
1/10.
Exactly. Balaga shatabhagasya shatada kalpitasya cha bhago jivaha savidneta sa chantataya kalpate. When the upper point of the hair is divided into 100 parts, and again each of such parts is further divided into 100 parts, each such a part is a measurement of the dimensions of the spirit soul. How you are going to crush it down? Are you able to do that? Because it's not visible. Can we see the tip of hair? Of a hair? And that you have to divide into 100 parts. Again, that each 100th part of that, they have to divide again 100. And that will be the dimension. So which microscope will be able to view this? Huh? It's just sthula example that God has given. But he says that antavantu ime deha nitya sokta sharira anashino aprameyasya tasmat vidhishva bharata. This material body of the indestructible, immeasurable and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore fight, O descendant of Bharata. Don't worry about that. If you kill them, they will get destroyed. Forget. If you don't kill also, by old age and disease, this body is going to get decayed. So why do you worry about that body? Because the nitya yukta or anashino aprameyasya, the thing which is there inside the body is not going to get killed or neither going to get destroyed. So why you are worried about that? Just get up and fight. Yayenam vyakti hantaram yashyenam manyate hatam ubhav tam vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. Neither he who thinks the living entity is a slayer, nor he who thinks is in slaying is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain. This is that neither living entity kills anyone or not get killed, because it's eternal. And then further he elaborates about that. Na jayate priyate va kadachi nayam bhutva bhavita mana pujaha. Ajo nityaha shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Why soul never gets destroyed? God has given reasons for that. He says that for the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come to in being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So where is the question of lamenting then? Even this knowledge is given by Hiranyakashipu in Srimad Bhagavatam. When Hiranyaksha got killed, his mother and wives of Hiranyaksha, they were lamenting by anything. And Hiranyakashipu, being a demon, he was expert in this knowledge of soul, and he was giving them wonderful narrations and all that. So even those days, demons were intelligent. Now human beings are not, because they don't understand the science of self-realization. Further he says, Veda vinashanam nityam yayenam ajam avyayam katham sa purusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. O Parth, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, immutable, kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? Why you are worried? You are not going to kill anyone. A soul is indestructible, how you can kill? So why you are worried so much about? Just fight. Then he gives an example for that. What is it? Vasanasi jirnani yata vihaya navani grihnati naropanari tatha sharirani vihaya sirnani anyani sanyati navani. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, The soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless one. That's the definition of death. What happens at the time of death? Just change of body. There are two bodies that we have. One is a stula body, gross body that we say, which is constitute of 5 material elements: water, fire, air, ether, and earth. And there is one more body which is known as the Sukshma Deva, the subtle body, which is constitute of mind, intelligence, and ego. At the time of death, this Sukshma body becomes a carrier for a soul to go and get a new body. So this is what happens. At the time of death, as we discard the old clothes and get new one, the same way, when the purpose is fulfilled of this body, living entity leaves this body and takes another body as per his karma. Then why to lament? Nainam chindandi shastrani nainam dahati pavakaha na chainam kliriyam tyapo no shoshayati mavaka. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind, because it is not at all material. Material things can get affected by all these reactions or all these actions. But being a spirit soul and which is eternal, he never gets affected by all these activities. Then why you are worried? Again he says, Achetyoyam, Vadayoyam, Achintyoyam, Avikaryoyam, Ayamukshate, Nitya Sarvagata Sthanur Achaloyam Sanatana. Again he is explaining about the qualities of the soul. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam ayamukshate tasmat eva viditvena nanam shochatum arpasi. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. As he was lamenting for that, he said, how I can kill Vishwa, how I can kill Drona, what will happen, they are worshipable for me. But it is not their body, they are worshipable and they are eternal. And they will remain eternally worshipable for you. Why you are worried about getting changed their bodies? Rather than that, you are helping them to get rid of this nasty body so that they can get a better body to serve their worship. Then why you are thinking so much? Why you are lamenting? Why you are in a grief? Adachainam nityajatam nityam va manyase mritam tathapi tvam mahabhaho na chaivam shochitam harasi. If however you think that the soul or the symptoms of the life is always born and dies forever, you still have no reason to lament or, oh my dear Arjuna. He said, okay, if you consider also, they will die. Okay, they will die eternally, then what you are worried about? Anyhow, they are going to die. So whether you kill them or they got killed by someone else or they may die because of the time. That is not a factor of lamentation. Why are you worried about? Because he said, Jatasi dhruvam mrityu, dhruvam janma mrityusya cha, tasmat aparihayati natvam shoshitam harasi. One who has taken his birth is sure to die. That only we realize when we go to crematorium for someone. And really we become so serious. But while coming back itself, we have a plan for next 10 years. As like we are going to stay. Has anyone certificate along with him that, oh, I am going to stay alive for this many years? No one has. We may have done so much scientific advancement, but we have not calculated our own life fate. Has it done by any scientist? No. And that's why he says, One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in avoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Avyaktaani bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhanamyeva tatra ka pariyojana. All created beings are unmanifested in their beginning, manifest in their infinite state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? Why not? And then he says that Ashcharyavat pashyati kashyidenam Ashcharyavat vadati tateva chanya Ashcharyavachaiva manyam shrunoti shrutvapi enam na vedana charikashya. Some look on the soul as amazing because they don't understand about it. Oh, something. Some describe him amazing because not understood through our blunt senses. So it remains amazing for us. And some hear of him as amazing. Yeah, I saw you that. It's like that. How come? You may hear a whole topic and still you don't understand. While others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. That's the characteristics of soul. And we try to understand each other. Is it possible? Everyone has experience when we got married. We know it's difficult to fathom ourselves, what to understand the partner who we get for the life now. Is there anybody after 40 years of marriage can claim that I have understood my wife? It's difficult because everything is amazing here. Being a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Adhokshaja, can't be understood through blunt material senses. Adhokrita Akshaja Dhyana, the Lord who is can understood or known by our blunt senses. And being a part and parcel of Him, we are also having the same quality. And that's why we are amazed. Sometimes, oh, I never thought that He behaved like this. Why? Because that characteristic is inbuilt in us. And then further in the 30th verse he says, Dehi nityavadyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shochitam arhasi. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore you need not grieve for any living